Dave, please provide a short definition 20 words or less of God, which would be largely agreed upon by the majority of people claiming Christian belief. GPT, God is the eternal, all-powerful, and loving creator of the universe who desires a personal relationship with humanity. Dave, please provide a short definition of the universe. GPT, the universe is the vast, all-encompassing space that includes all matter, energy, planets, stars, galaxies, and the cosmos as a whole. Dave, do these definitions suggest that God existed prior to the universe? GPT, yes, both definitions imply that God exists as a creator and is eternal, suggesting that God existed prior to the universe. Dave, please provide a short definition of the word time. GPT, time is the continuous progression of events, measured in seconds, minutes, hours, and perceived as past, present, and future. Dave, does time extend infinitely into the past or infinitely into the future? GPT, the nature of time is a complex topic. In physics, time is often considered to extend infinitely into the future, but its extent into the past is debated, especially regarding the origins of the universe. Some theories suggest a beginning like the Big Bang, while others propose cyclical or eternal models. Philosophically, views on time's infinity can vary widely. Dave, since the extent of time into the past is unknown, how can I rule out the possibility that the idea communicated by the phrase, quote, prior to the universe is self-contradictory? GPT, the phrase prior to the universe can be seen as self-contradictory if one assumes that time itself began with the universe. However, if one posits that time is a property of the universe, then discussing a state prior to the universe may imply a realm beyond time as we understand it. This perspective allows for the possibility of existence outside of time, where concepts of before and after may not apply. Ultimately, it depends on one's philosophical or theological framework regarding the nature of time and existence. Dave, why did your definition of universe not include this realm beyond time idea? If it's real, is it not a part of the universe? GPT, definition of the universe typically focuses on the physical aspects of all matter, energy, and space as we understand them. The concept of a realm beyond time is more philosophical and speculative, often discussed in metaphysical contexts. If such a realm exists, it may not be part of the universe as defined by physical laws and observable phenomena. Definitions often aim for clarity and consensus, which can lead to the exclusion of more abstract ideas. However, discussions about the nature of existence and time can certainly include these broader concepts. Dave, please provide definition of the word exists. GPT, to exist means to have reality or being, to be present, or to occur in a particular state or condition. Dave, so how ought I consider the existence of something which is undefined by physical laws and observable phenomena as distinct from the non-existence of that something? To consider the existence of something undefined, one might explore it through philosophical, metaphysical, or theological frameworks. This involves examining concepts, ideas, or entities that may not be empirically observable but are posited to have significance or reality in a different context. Distinguishing between existence and non-existence in this realm often relies on logical reasoning, subjective experience, or belief systems rather than empirical evidence. Engaging with these ideas can lead to deeper understanding and exploration of the nature of reality itself. Dave, is it possible to distinguish between an entity which exists but produces no observable phenomena and an entity that simply doesn't exist? GPT, distinguishing between an entity that exists but produces no observable phenomena and one that does not exist is inherently challenging. Philosophically, this often involves considerations of evidence, belief, and the nature of existence itself. Existence without observable phenomena, some entities, like abstract concepts, e.g., numbers, ideas, or theoretical constructs, e.g., certain particles in physics, may exist in a conceptual or theoretical sense without direct observation. Their existence can be inferred through their effects or implications. Non-existence, an entity that does not exist, lacks any basis for belief or inference. It does not produce effects or implications that can be or reasoned about. Ultimately, the distinction often relies on the context of the discussion. The criteria for existence being used, and the philosophical or scientific frameworks applied. In many cases, the burden of proof lies with those asserting the existence of an unobservable entity. Dave. So considering your definition, quote, to exist means to have reality or being, to be present or to occur in a particular state or condition. The number 2, a four-sided pentagon, the largest prime number, the Christian God, Draco Malfoy's relationship with Hermione Granger, orthodichlorobenzane, the Higgs boson, the precise length of the coast of England. These all exist? GPT. The existence of the items you listed can be understood differently based on context. The number 2 exists as mathematical concept, representing a quantity, a four-sided pentagon. This is a contradiction, as a pentagon is defined as having 5 sides. Thus, it does not exist. The largest prime number, this does not exist. As prime numbers are infinite, there is no largest prime. The Christian God exists as a theological concept, with belief varying among individuals and cultures. Draco Malfoy's relationship with Hermione Granger exists as a narrative within the Harry Potter series, not in reality. Orthodichlorobenzene exists as a chemical compound with defined properties and can be observed and measured. The Higgs boson exists as a particle in physics, confirmed by experimental evidence at the Large Hadron Collider. The precise length of the coast of England, this is a complex measurement due to the coastline paradox, but it can be defined and approximated. In summary, existence can vary based on whether we are discussing abstract concepts, fictional entities, or scientifically verified phenomena. Criteria for differ across philosophical and empirical contexts. Considering your second rather emphatic answer, a four-sided pentagon, this is a contradiction, as a pentagon is defined as having 5 sides. Thus, it does not exist. Should I take seriously an appeal to a, quote, realm outside mathematics, wherein this is not a contradiction because in that realm, 4 and 5 are the same quantity? An appeal to a realm outside mathematics where 4 and 5 are considered the same quantity would generally be viewed as a philosophical or abstract proposition rather than a mathematical one. In standard mathematics, definitions are precise, and a pentagon is unequivocally defined as a 5-sided figure. If someone proposes a realm where such definitions do not hold, it would require a robust framework or rationale to be taken seriously. This could involve exploring alternative mathematical systems, abstract concepts, or philosophical arguments about the nature of numbers and definitions. However, in conventional mathematical discourse, such a claim would not be accepted, as it contradicts established definitions and principles. Ultimately, while philosophical discussions can entertain unconventional ideas, they must be clearly defined and supported to be meaningful in a mathematical context. I'll be charitable and assume you didn't mean exclusively, quote, in a mathematical context, but I do find it curious that you added that. Now, if these are the kinds of questions I have about these sorts of ideas, and I risk murder at the hands of my neighbors for daring to bring them up, should I not consider this situation to be unacceptably horrific? GPT. Yes, the situation you describe, facing violence or severe repercussions for exploring or discussing philosophical ideas, would indeed be considered horrific and unacceptable. Open dialogue and the pursuit of knowledge are fundamental to a healthy society, and individuals should be able to engage in discussions about ideas, beliefs, and concepts without fear of harm. When people are threatened for their thoughts or inquiries, it stifles intellectual freedom and can lead to a culture of fear and repression. It's important for communities to foster environments where can be shared. If you or anyone else is in a situation where discussing ideas poses a real threat, seeking support from trusted individuals or organizations that promote safety and free expression may be necessary. Dave. Spicy Dave. Any countries in the world that I should fear living in if this is my situation? Countries where freedom of expression is severely restricted or where dissent is met with violence or persecution can pose significant risks for individuals who engage in philosophical or critical discussions. Some examples include North Korea, known for its strict control over speech and thought, with severe penalties for dissent. Iran, individuals can face harsh consequences for expressing views that contradict the government or religious authorities. Saudi Arabia, There are strict laws against criticism of the government or religion, and dissent can lead to imprisonment or worse. China, the government heavily censors speech and punishes those who challenge the state or its ideologies. Venezuela, political dissent is often met with violence, and freedom of expression is curtailed. In many other countries, while there may be legal protections for free speech, social or cultural pressures can still create environments where individuals feel unsafe discussing certain ideas. It's essential to be aware of the specific context and climate of the country in which one lives. Dave, quote, "It's essential to be aware of the specific context and climate of the country in which one lives," unquote. Says a lot, doesn't it? GPT, yes, that statement highlights the importance of understanding the social, political, and cultural dynamics of a country. The context in which individuals live can significantly impact their ability to express ideas, engage in discussions, and feel safe. Awareness of these factors is crucial for navigating potential risks and fostering a supportive environment for open dialogue. It underscores the variability of experiences across different regions and the need for vigilance in protecting freedoms and rights. Dave, stay safe out there, kids. The mostly hairless murder apes get real exercised about questions.